Hi, No Fear Camp campers. We only have 4 more days to go. I would imagine this week is the last week, and you will spend plenty of your time to try to get your stuff ready. We provide a lot of camping and backpacking gears, and you already rent those from us. But today I want to talk about how you should think and pack your own clothes. Okay, so this is the kind of the clothes I'm preparing to bring with me for the 2 weeks No Fear Camp. I want to explain the most important principle when you are thinking of packing your clothes. There are a couple things that you have to consider. One is you definitely don't want to bring anything not necessary. Okay, especially when in the second week when we go into the Wind River, you don't want to bring anything not necessary because you're gonna have to carry everything on your back, and if you take too many things, and it's gonna be a heavy burden on your back, on your feet as you're hiking and summit the peak, etc. So don't bring anything unnecessary. But then the second thing, also very, very important, is you do not want to missing anything that is important. Okay, so I just look at the temperature range in Wind River Wilderness. In the day, it can be like 80s or 90s. In the morning, could be 50s and 60s or even 40s. However, I think a lot of people make the mistake when they look at the weather range, temperature range. They think, oh, okay, this is not too bad. I can even wear shorts, etc. However, we have to understand it is nearly impossible to predict the exact temperature or even the range of the temperature when you get into the back country. So I would just encourage you to think from that perspective to prepare for the worst. So even the weather forecast says in this time of the year, the lowest temperature can be, let's say, 46 Fahrenheit, which is I don't know how to translate to Celsius. You can translate that by yourself. But when we are in the backcountry, when we are in the mountain, the lowest temperature can be much lower than that. If we get into thunderstorm or we have the snow, everything can happen, right? So you have to prepare for the worst, right? So here's what I want you to learn. When we think about packing our clothes, there's one key principle or one key phrase we say, dress in layer. So think about your body, right? And you want to put layers upon layers of clothes on you to prepare for that worst, lowest temperature. Okay, so if you can see on my packing, I have 5 different layers. Okay, I may not need to use all of those, but if I prepare and bring all of those, then when the worst temperature comes, I am prepared. I'm not going to be, really cold, etc. So let me explain that to you. So on the left, this is my inner layer, right? So this is my short and my t-shirt. Again, for all the clothes, if you can bring, those like dry fit clothes, not the cotton clothes, that would be great because the cotton clothes, once you get wet, it's very difficult to dry, right? So you want to bring, the kind of the material for dry fit or synthetic type of material. So I have my inner layer on the very, very left with my hiking socks and normal socks as well. And then the second row here is a layer, outside of my inner layer. So that's my longer shirt and longer pants, right? So normally I don't usually wear that, especially my longer pants, right? So, but in the cold weather, I will definitely put that on, right? And the third layer, this is the kind of layer you wear outside, right? Typically. So I have a fleece jacket right there, and I have long walking pants right here, right? And I love this walking hiking pants, right? So you see there's a zipper. So if, let's say I'm in the morning, I wear this and kind of getting hot in the middle of the day, you know what? I can unzip this. You can get this from REI or from Amazon, maybe 50, 60 bucks a pair. So I would highly recommend bring at least one, maybe two of these hiking pants. So this is my third layer. Now the fourth layer, which will be my down jacket, right? So this is my down jacket. And I usually bring one of these, but it's not like absolutely necessary. But this is a friend, a dear friend who gave this as my gift. So I always, kind of bring this with me. So this is my down jacket, my down vest. So this will be, you can put in the outer layer after you put all of those. You should wear this, when the wind is very big, or in the morning or in the evening. Okay. Now, sometimes even you put on your down jacket is not enough. You will still feel cold, especially when the temperature is low, and or when it's raining, or when the wind is really big. So that's where this rain jacket layer come in, right? So you got a rain jacket here, and you got a rain pants here. Now, normally you don't wear of these unless it's raining, it's snowing, it's really, really cold. But you definitely need those. For this year's No Fear Camp, you can get the the rain jacket, you can get the down jacket from us. But the rain pants we do not provide, so you would have to get this from REI or from online shop, etc. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 layers of clothes that's prepared for the worst condition. Okay, and if I have all those, I'll be fine. And sometimes I don't need to use those. That's fine. I'll just put in my backpack. Now, here's a couple of things that I would recommend us to bring, even not like a super necessary, right? So this is a wool hat, and wool hat is really important and can be very helpful. Not only keep you warm in the morning or the evening, and when you're sleeping, you put a wool hat on, and that will keep your body heat with yourself. And this is almost like a bandana or something. So this is again a gift from my friend. I love to bring this. It's multi-use, right? So I can use this to put on my neck to keep myself warm and keep my neck being exposed to sun shine that much. Also, I can use this to as a wash clothes. Okay, and then this is a short. I use this as my swimming pants, right? So these 3 things, in a typical backpacking trip, it's not like a super critical, but I would recommend you bring this too. Okay, so to summarize, 5 layers of clothing, from the very inner layer close to your skin to outside and to the extreme weather layer. So you got to prepare all those 5 layers and bring that with you. Now, the next question you will ask is like, how many different pieces of clothes that I want to bring? Okay, it's really hard to say because it depends on how many days of backpacking you're gonna do. So in our No Fear Camp, the first week will be base camping, doing the day hike. So in that week, it's not like a really important in terms of how if you bring more clothes is necessary. But the second week, we're going to be in Wind River Range. We're going to carry everything. So that's very important that we don't bring anything necessary. So I would say for the first 3 layers, you can think about you bring, especially the first 2 layers, apply the principle of two. So you can bring two of each. So in case that one piece get wet or dirty or something, so you can have another piece to change, right? So for all this, the next 3 layers, outer layers clothes, just one piece is enough. You don't need more than that. Okay, so this is what you can think for the second week. Like I said again, for the first week you can have a couple of extra pieces be with you. That's not a big problem. Again, to learn from this video, apply the principle I just taught you about. But don't be so stressed. You need to make sure you have the most important things with you. But if you have a little more, don't be too stressed out, because we are going to get together in the second day in the morning. Once we arrive in Wyoming, we're going to go through everybody's backpack and the clothes you bring. We're going to make sure that you have enough, but you don't have too much. Okay, all right. So get packing, get ready, and we're going to see you on Friday, July the 29th. Love you all.